Okay, and a very, very warm welcome on this cold, chilly night to Sandy Lane and to the home of the Oxford Cheetahs in what is a very historic week with the 75th anniversary of the Oxford Cheetahs being born as of tomorrow. And you join us for a BSN series clash, the Oxford Cheetahs versus the Plymouth Gladiators, and I'm very pleased to be joined at the very last minute by the Spires captain, Chris Harris. Chris, thank you very much for joining us this evening. What's your thoughts about ahead of tonight?
Yeah, no, thanks for having us. Dash over here from the other side of the pits, last minute as usual. But yeah, no, I think, I suppose if you look on paper, Oxford does look stronger, but meetings aren't one on paper, are they? So, can't write Plymouth off. They've got some quality riders as well. So, yeah, I'm sure we'll have a look at the riders and see how they go.
Perfect. So obviously unusual for you. The last 3 weeks you've been here, you've been busy in those pits. What's going through a rider's mind at the moment?
Yeah, no, it's different to be up here. So first time I've been this high up here, so I'm looking forward to it. No, they'll be just doing their thing. Different riders do different routines. Some listen to music, some just like a chat. I'm one of them, one that's like a chat. So they're just final checks on the bikes and machinery, make sure everything's tip top, and just go through the motions now, ready for their first heat.
Now, obviously, you've had a good chance out on this circuit here. The Cheetahs haven't ridden a meeting at home yet. They've had a result which wasn't what they would want down at Paul on Good Friday. What sort of mood are they in? You've been over to the pits. Are they up for this tonight? Do they think that they can get off to winning ways?
Yeah, I watched it down at Paul, and it's just one of them meetings for them, wasn't it? But no, tonight they're up for it, definitely. The mood seems good in the pits, they all seem relaxed. Schroeck, I'm sure, would have not put them in their places such after the last match that they say down at Paul, but they all know, they all left there disappointed, I'm sure. One reason or another, things didn't go away, we know how strong they are down there at Paul. So, but Oxford last year was very strong here, so I believe that they'll be alright. Track's looking good, probably. They reckon it's probably a bit slicker. When I'm running around here, I've seen Ben, he said it looks slick, so it looks nicer than when I've ridden it all year. So, but no, we'll see how it goes. I think the gates look pretty good as well, so hopefully we'll have an entertaining night.
Obviously, Ty Wolfenden, he was very complimentary of the Oxford circuit when he rode here a few weeks ago. It always looks, from a spectator's point of view, to be in really good form. It's not full of ruts. It seems to be smooth and a good service to race on. Clearly, you know how to race on it, Chris, and we've seen some excellent action from you. But from a rider's point of view, how important is it? When you look at a track before the meeting starts, how important is that track walk? You see them kick in the gates to just get a feel for how the track's going to be. Does that affect the mind?
Yeah, no, when you've got riders like Magic over here and say Ty commenting the track, how good it is, world class riders like that, it's really great for our sport in the UK. So when you go to any track, you look there, you're kicking the starts in, all the materials like, and, you just want a nice surface to race on. No holes and bumps. I don't mind that. Holes and bumps adds to the drama, but in general, you want a nice smooth thing with a bit of dirt you can run up to. I was brought up in here where every track had a lot of dirt on it, say from Exeter and everything, Sheffield like that. So, but yeah, we're getting there.
Perfect. Well, let's have a look at these lineups then. So, the Oxford Cheetahs first, number one, Sam Masters, top of the Oxford averages last year. Also plies his trade this year for the Leicester Lions in the Premiership. A solid performer, knows what he's doing. Not had the best of starts, Chris, this year.
Yeah, no, Sam, an out-and-out number one in both leagues, to be fair. I would say he's not had the start of the season that he probably would have liked, but again, I think everyone's had a bit of a strong start of the season with the weather, and we know with Sam, he'll come good, I'm sure of it.
Henry Atkins this year moves up into the main body of the team after some good outings at reserve last year. Henry disappointed not to be able to take place in Oxford's Development League side because of his average. Number two is a difficult spot to ride. Chris, when he had a brief spot there last year, it didn't really suit him.
No, two can be a hard one because you are in Heat 1 and you are always out with the heat leaders really from both sides. So other than say you get your Heat 8. But yeah, it is a thing I enjoyed riding it too when I was there when I was coming up, because I always looked at it. I'm riding with the best riders. I can only improve with that. So he just needs not to worry what numbers on his back and just concentrate on his own job and what he's doing.
Perfect. Cam Heeps riding at number 3. Again, he was at 2 and was always a really good number 2 with Sam Masters. He was nicknamed Heat One, the Sam Cam. You know, they made a really good pair. Moving to 3, is that going to be difficult for him?
Yeah, no, I think he can hold. You know, he's Cam's been around a long time. He knows what he's doing. So he's only done that one meeting at Paul, so you know, hopefully he'll have a better night tonight with a bit more bike time. So, you know, I can see him holding himself and upping his average really once he gets on his feet.
Brilliant stuff. Number 4, Jordan Jenkins, who we've really seen at Oxford over the 2 years since we've returned. A really strong competitor. Absolutely fantastic in both of these he raced last year. Really needs to be taking on that 3rd heat leader role with Louis Kerr missing out on averages this year. Jordan, he's a good performer. Have you what you found when you've raced against him?
Yeah, he's a good rider. I have a lot of time for Jordan. I've ridden with obviously Team GB and stuff, and obviously when I've guested for Oxford and all that, and riding against him, you know, he puts the effort in. He puts a lot of time and money into his equipment. I know, say, a few meetings this year he's had machinery problems, but I think he's ironing them out, and you know, I think he'll up his game as well this year.
Now, number 5, Scott Nicholls, a little bit like you.
Young.
He's the young up and coming in this Oxford side. I mean, 2 of you, to be honest, that opening meeting against Birmingham, you were the standout stars of the night. Although he was riding for Birmingham that night, obviously. Yeah. But you know, youth is often thought to be really important, but there's a lot to be said for experience, isn't there?
Oh, you can't buy experience, can you? And you know, me and Scott in that first meeting here for Birmingham, that's what we probably grew up in when the tracks were like that. So. Yeah. You know, it's a second nature, and you know, we knew how to handle things and that. But yes, Scott's been around a long time, so he knows what he's doing.
Now, on to our reserves. Now, I honestly believe that the Oxford reserves is the strongest reserve pairing in the league at steel at 2 averages. Oh no, we're not. No, we'll talk about that later. Now, Ashton, you ride with him week in, week out. He's the Spire's rising star. Understandably, it's tough for him in that league. We've seen great performances at this level, and he should really be able to get himself around this Oxford track really quickly.
I think he will. Yeah, he's had a few problems, say again himself this year, but he's been doing good for us in the top league here. You know, we've told him there's no pressure and just go and enjoy his racing. And I think I say all the time, if we can just leave him develop on his own and not let the media get too hyped up, because you know he is a good talent, but I've seen it before. Good ones come in and sort of go to the side.
And then the other youngster at reserve, also on a 2, which I think he will easily smash this year, Luke Killeen. And you know, he was really the standout performer, wasn't he, at Paul?
Oh, definitely. So I watched it, and he was fantastic. And you know, he deserves to be there pushing. And I believe that they've got to say, like I said, a strong side. So we're watching tonight. So I think he could be a match winner. Perfect.
So we're going to move on to the Plymouth Gladiators. Zach Cook comes in at number 1 as a guest for the injured Nova Pilati. He's always good around here. Number 2, Alfie BOWTELL, who's also put some great performances in around here and knows how to put his back wheel in the right place, I think. Dan Thompson at 3, who was so impressive last time here with the Ipswich Witches.
Yeah, he's going well.
Carl Newman comes in at 4, another British sort of up and coming. And then somebody who made his career start here at Oxford at number 5 is Ben Barker.
Yeah, we know a lot about Ben. Obviously, he's grew up in my shadow. But no, we know what you're going to get with Ben. He'll race to the checker flag like myself, and he'll give it 110%, win or lose, or go for the fence. He's one of those. Now,
he's already had a knock at his last time out. Do you think that would affect him tonight?
No, I spoke to him there and asked him how he's in. He's fine. We're critical and he's got no brains when he needs to get on that track. He leaves his brains in his toolbox. The little brains he's got, he'd be fine.
Yeah, very good. Number 6 is Joe Thompson, the other half of the Thompson twins, and then at number 7, Jacob Hook, who again has put in some impressive performances around here.
I've not seen him obviously from around here, but yeah, he's he's a good little rider, and something that will improve on, I'm sure.
Good. And then Garry May, team manager. don't really know that much about Garry. Have you ever worked with him?
Yeah, I've actually rode for him down at Somerset for one season.
Okay.
So yeah, he knows his stuff. He's been around a long time. Passionate about the sport. Same as Pete though. They're both old school. They've been around a long time. They know the rules, and working with both of them has been great. And yeah, I'm sure he'll have his tactics in his head if he needs them.
Yeah, perfect. So it looks like they're about to come up on the parade. I do need to just touch base while we've got a little bit of downtime. Saw a piece of video from Friday night where you appeared at the back of the van and on the bike, like within about 2 seconds. What happened on Friday?
We got stuck in the M6 traffic where the lorry went through the middle of the road. So yeah, we were stuck in that for 5 hours. So to do a mile, I think it took us 2.5 hours. So junction 39. So we managed to get around that in the end, and then keep to the speed limits and get there on the time. So luckily, thank you to Glasgow and Edinburgh for allowing for the extra 15 minutes that they allowed, and then we literally rolled in just as they pressed 2 minutes to go on, and I was sat in the back of the van for an hour and a half, I think, in my suit, ready to go, so I knew I was there. And then when we stopped at the traffic lights just a minute down the road, I just got in the back, put my helmet on, and just as soon as we got there, we jumped out and went on Stevie's bike.
Great. It was a great video to watch. In the end, though, all that rushing about, all that stress, and then it gets downpour and it's all off.
I know. I should have used Stevie's bike in my second ride. We wouldn't have had free bike. The mechanic would have had 3 bikes to wash.
Very good. Okay, so the riders coming out. They're trying something a little bit new the last couple of weeks. Chris, you would have seen this obviously in your parade last week, where they would, in the old days, just walking straight across the middle, and I think there's been requests, shall we say, from the crowd to be able to sort of engage a little bit more, so sort of going up to that first and second turn. Does that make any difference to you as a rider?
No, not really. It just tires you out more, especially when you get older. The trouble is now they're doing it that way. People in the third and fourth corner want it, won't they? So we'll have to maybe tell Jamie to put his hand in his pocket and buy us a little truck.
Wow. Now, I think he spent all his money on his new tractor, didn't he?
By the looks of it, yeah, he does like that. So yeah, he could put us in the bucket of the tractor and we could just all go around in that.
Health and safety, Chris. Come on.
Well,
you've got to keep going. Very good. Okay, so not sure if you realise, 75 years since the Oxford Cheetahs were born. Their first ever match was down in your neck of the woods, Exeter, on the 18th of April, 1949, and then they were here at Sandy Lane 3 nights later.
You know the score?
I do. They lost both of them.
Oh.
They lost at Exeter.
Everyone lost at Exeter.
Well, that's true. And they also lost here against Hastings. And it sort of brings it home. You know, here Oxford, many thought would never come back, but they're still going after 75 years just. And, you know, no Exeter, no Hastings. There's so many tracks that have been and gone. And it's great to see a club come back and be as sort of as Oxford as we can.
It is, yeah. You know, we hate to see any clubs closing, so I've seen a few close in my racing time. So yeah, to see Oxford come back, I always enjoyed coming in the old days with Coventry. So and the track was a lot narrower then. Since they've come back, you know, widened it a bit, better racing. You know, and the owners and Jamie and everyone's put a lot of effort in and volunteers to get the track and the stadium to what it is today. So, you know, we can only hope for the future is bright, and you know, hopefully we can get the likes of Coventry back in. I know the guys up there are fighting for that, and you know, any other tracks that have been closed, and Wolves, if they can find a new home, you know, we want more tracks over as many as we can.
It is. It's a real shame, and you know, just down the road with Swindon, it's also closed. We used to have Reading down the road.
Yeah.
You know, you rode just at Somerset, and that went. And yet, really, when you look at Oxford and you see the crowds that Oxford have been able to get on the reopening, it does make you realise that there is still a love for this sport out there. There's still a passion out there.
Yeah, there is, and that's what, you know, they're fighting at Coventry in the sense, you know, there is people that want the sport. We don't want houses built on our stadiums, and you know, may long continue that the sport can grow, especially with some of these top riders that are coming back to the UK, can hopefully show that it is getting bigger.
So they're going to do the coin toss now. Now, what do you prefer, 1 or 3? Do you prefer 2 and 4? Do you ever discuss it beforehand?
Yeah, we always have a discuss, and we always, you know, go with the general. I don't really, unless there's one really stand out start. Normally it doesn't really bother me. How I look at it and always looked at it is you've got to come off more at some point during the night. We do discuss it. Is it better to get a good lead, hopefully, or vice versa? But it swings and roundabouts really.
So they're just introducing the Plymouth riders now. So Zach Cook, as we said, in as a guest, always very dangerous around Sandy Lane. He certainly knows a very quick route around here. Alfie BOWTELL, who was involved in a few clashes with Jordan Jenkins back in Development League days a couple of seasons ago. So that'll be interesting. Carl Newman at 3. Ben Barker, who's always very popular, and again a little bit like you and Scott. He never knows when he's beat.
No, it was the way we was brought up, and we just keep fighting to that bitter end.
Onto the Oxford side then, Sam Masters at number 1. Peter just giving a little wave behind. And yes, Sam, it is starting to rain, you're quite correct. The rain drops on the window, but I'm sure it's just a very short.
It's dry in here.
Yeah, we're dry, we're fine. Number 2 there, Henry Atkins, Cameron Heeps, as we've already said. Moving down to Jordan Jenkins, who wants to put another good performance. He rode well for Ipswich here last week. Captain Scott Nicholls in at 5, who's probably ridden more Premiership matches than Championship, and is guesting for the Spires tomorrow.
Yes,
for the injured Louis Kerr.
We could have him in there for a play on there.
It's very handy track to have Scott Nicholls in at.
He should know his way around there.
He should do. So the parade and the sort of introductions all over. They'll do their sort of practice laps or 2 and get a first sort of real feel for the circuit. Practice start's important, Chris?
Yeah, it's just nice to just bed the clutch in. Some might have some new clutch plates in or springs, and it's just you just get to see what the first reaction is to the bike really, and some might want to alter the clutch before their first race, so it just gives them a chance to just get the feel of the bike really.
And how much, you as a porter, somebody that's watched Speedway for years, you see the mechanics tinkering with the clutch plates, etc. I mean, does it make that much difference and stuff?
Yeah, because if it lifts too hard, more you let that front wheel's in the air, the less further you're going forward. So you just want just a little lift if you can and drive to that first corner. So you might want to say, just slacken out if it's a bit too fierce, or if it spins, some to you want to wind it in a half a turn. So it is vital these starts. I know I haven't been the best over the last 25 years.
Well, I know, but all of a sudden you've learned how to start, Chris. Everyone's noticed that this year. Like, when did Bomber learn how to start?
I've always been able to start. I've just not wanted to show it because I thought, the fans want entertainment. They don't want to just follow my leader.
Correct.
So I took it upon myself that I'll be that rider.
You've got to give them what they want. Yeah?
Exactly.
Oh, perfect stuff. Very good. Well, I think you certainly gave them that Heat 13 last week.
Yeah, it was a good one. We enjoyed that, especially against two world-class riders in Jason. And Emil, Emil's very quick. It's his first time he's come here, and he's very lucky he did.
Well, and Jason looks at a different class, to be fair. We was doing one of my trade on BBC Oxford last week, and my co-commentator on there, he was like, well, I can't see Doyle getting beaten tonight because he looked.
Yeah, he did. He's looking good this year. He's looking thin, fit. He's looking good on the bike. He's definitely up for it, and a family man now. He's he might mellow him out a little bit.
And talking about family man, you're starting your boy very young.
Yeah, he sort of went on it. We had a little revy at home for our daughter a few years ago, and he's sort of in the shed, and she used to ride now and then, and he has to have a go. So we put some stabilisers on, and off he went, and then he's not looked back really. So he's loving it. He's enjoying it. While he's enjoying it, he'll carry on. If some days he want to ride his bike, some days he doesn't.
And you don't make him. He's up to him entirely, I'm sure.
Yeah, no, we never push him. So we always ask him, do you want to go out and you ride your bike? And if he says yeah, we go out. If not, then we go in and play his cars and his motorbikes indoors. So
very good.
He'll make his own path in life, like I had the choice to do.
And would you encourage him? Like, if it comes to Dad, do you think I should do this, or do you think I shouldn't do this? Would you be pushing him, or get a proper job now?
I'd always make sure that I would do different with him as what I did. I was very I didn't want to go to school. I never had the time. I didn't want to learn anything. Got no qualifications. Not not the cleverest. Struggle with my reading and writing. But we do make sure that he's good at school. He's quite clever. He definitely got his brains from his mum, because he's definitely not got it from his dad. But I would always make sure that he'd have an education behind him, something to fall back on if he gets fed up with doing this in the future. If he wants to do it, we'll be right behind him. But we'll always make sure that he's got something to fall back on, because I've got not many years left in it, and I've got nothing to really fall back on. So other than be his mechanic maybe, but
there you go.
He's already told me he's not going to pay me any hugs and kisses, so that's that done, isn't it? I've got no money there.
It's not all bad then. I have to say he was brilliant at Birmingham. He was so proud of you, Birmingham. He's shouting away for you at the end of the meet. I think he's won the heat. He's right at the fingers. That's my dad.
He does love it. He's all the kids in it. They all come, all the family, and they enjoy it. So that's the main thing.
Perfect. Okay, so it looks like Oxford have got gates 1 and 3 then in this heat number 1, and it'd be important to get that psychological good start here, Chris, and not allow Plymouth to get their nose in front.
Yeah, you always want to get off to a good start, so that the boys will be looking at Sam to go out and win heat 1. He's they're the leader, he's number 1. So, but you wouldn't want them. They're waiting to get a good start.
So let's go through the lineup then. From the inside, in blue, that is Henry Atkins, his partner. Gate 3 in red for Sam Masters. For the Plymouth Gladiators, gate 4 in white, their guest Zach Cook, and gate 2 in yellow will be Alfie BOWTELL. So this is the first leg of this two-legged BSN series mini league. Oxford have no points thus far in this mini league, so we'll want to get on to the score chart tonight. So coming into line now, the green light comes on, and away they go, and it's a really even start, but it is Sam Masters that just gets ahead as they come off that second turn. A very tough first bend there, Chris, from Sam, and Henry didn't find a way through.
Sam had a good start, got across over the other two, and he's gone. Henry's I think he's just lacking on just match fitness really, so hopefully as the night goes on he gets putting a bit of pressure on there on the back straight.
He's right on the back wheel of Zach Cook, and surprisingly he's going to come around the outside. Henry there in 2/3, not quite getting there. Zach Cook certainly just trying to shepherd home Alfie BOWTELL, had a cracking start all the time. Sam Masters is way out in front, no doubt about that, but Henry is doing everything he can to try and split this Gladiator pair. He can't quite get there. So close around the outside every time. Now he's going to try and cut up the inside. As they go along the back straight though, he's not going to get there, I don't think. One last blast around the outside, but I don't think he's going to get it. He's going to try and cut in. Great ride from Zach Cook to protect Alfie BOWTELL. Real show of team riding, which is great from a guest, Chris.
Yeah, it's nice to see the guest coming in the team ride. Obviously Sam made the start and was gone, and fair play to Henry. He was pushing it. Just from me watching up here, it just looked like the bike just wasn't pulling off the corner how he would like it. So I'm sure he'll go in there, make a few tweaks, but I'm sure, he can't be disappointed with that. So it was a good ride for him.
He
really.
certainly wasn't outpaced, was he? Just couldn't quite, as you say, get that drive off of that fourth turn. So Sam Masters doing his obligatory Heat 1 win. He was pretty much unbeaten in Heat 1 last year. Just confirmation then of that result. Sam Masters winning with 3 points, Alfie BOWTELL second, and Zach Cook shepherding him home for third. So Heat 1 down, it's Oxford 3, Plymouth 3, and all still to race for as we go into the reserves race. Just talk through that start, Chris.
Yeah, we just obviously see Sam. He didn't make the best drop, but his bike pulled to the corner lovely and got over Alfie, and he knows the quickest way around here, Sam. So he was gone into the night sky. So, but fair play to Henry. He was quite a way back on that first lap, but he fought well. It's just gay. His bike just wasn't quite coming off, and Zach rode a good ride to shepherd his teammate home for the 3-all.
I have to say it was a very good ride from Alfie BOWTELL there as well.
Yeah, he's a good gator as well, which he's got that in his locker, which is always a good thing to have. And he's a good little rider.
Perfect. So as we say, the reserves race so vital, certainly at home, that the reserves are able to put their stamp on things. So in gate number 2 there is in red will be Ashton BOUGHEN and his partner in blue. Gate 4 for Killeen, and then for the Gladiators, gate 1 is Joe Thompson and his partner Jacob Hook in gate 3. 3 points apiece. We have this new ruling around the 2-minute time allowance. Chris, I quite like that. You have to be ready to go.
Yes, they fell in line with the rest of Europe, really. That's what it was years ago, and that's what it should be. 2 minutes, 2 minutes. We don't want to see the 2 minutes run, and the riders aren't ready. I'm for one. Heat to sit and take waiting for everyone to get ready.
Here we go then. Heat number 2. From the inside, that is Thompson, Boughen. Where they go, it's a great start from gate 2 for Ashton BOUGHEN, coming the outside in blue. Killeen, and this is what we need from the reserves here in heat number 2. And a little bit, I think, just slightly messing up going into that top turn. Joe Thompson to get a bit on side, but I think a 5-1 should be doable here, Chris.
I think, fantastic. Great start from the Oxford boys there, and fair play to Ashton. He's done quite good before. I think he maybe get around the outside and have a bit of better run, but it's great for the 5-1. But Joe is behind, pushing a lot.
Yeah, I was going to say Luke Killeen, he can't really rest here because he's all over the back wheel. Just 1 lap to go, and a 5-1 here would be really good. Looks like we're losing Jacob Hook. Pulled up at the back. It's all about that second place. Joe Thompson's going to try and come out the outside. Luke Killeen's going to hold on the inside. It's going to be a run to the line. What a great final bend there from Joe Thompson. And that just really, Luke didn't do anything wrong, did he? Slightly messed up on that 1 lap. But
yeah, I just think Joe's been around a while now, so he's got that bit more maybe experience, and he just kept his wheels in line a bit more, and on the edge of that dirt where Luke was just on the inside on the slick bit. But fair play to Ashton there. That'll do his confidence. Will look good. He's not been sort of down on it for the Spires, but you can see that he wants to go out and win races, and that'll do him good tonight.
It's got to be a little bit upsetting if you're always 3rd, 4th all the time. It's got to knock your confidence in.
It can be. It depends on what sort of character. He was very good on the motocross, so he's a winner and he wants to win. So
confirmation then of that result from heat number 2 win for Ashton BOUGHEN. Second was Joe Thompson. Really good swoop on that final corner to get Luke Killeen, and Jacob Hook did finish 4th. So Oxford do take a slight advantage. Oxford 7 versus 5 to Plymouth, and with just 2 heats down, still a long way to go here. So 3 and 4, Chris, often seen as the engine room of a team. Thompson and Carl Newman versus Cam and Jordan Jenkins. On paper, looks quite an even matchup.
Yeah, it does. You never can write anyone off, but yeah, on paper it looks fantastic line-up there. Again, all riders will want a bit of confidence. Dan's having a fantastic start to the season with Ipswich, so I'm sure he'll want to keep that going. So
Jordan Jenkins then, he will go off of gate number 1 for Oxford in blue. His partner Cameron Heeps in red off of gate number 3. As we said, Dan Thompson, who looked so good here last week riding for Ipswich, he is off of gate number 2 in white, and on the outside in yellow that is Kyle Newman. So heat number 3, just a very slim 2-point heat advantage. This partnership for both teams really could make the difference tonight to see which one will really push the team forward. So a little bit of hesitation, just getting everything right. What annoys you, Chris, you said?
Yeah, well, especially if I'm up there ready.
Okay, looks like they're in line now. Green light comes on. Away they go. It did start off at 3 for Jordan Jenkins, but it is Dan Thompson who picks up where he left off last week, looking very good and trying to come around the outside of Cam Heeps is Carl Newman, but as they come off that top turn, it's Carl Newman's come around the outside of Jordan Jenkins. So Cam Heeps is all over the back wheel there of Dan Thompson, but Dan really showed class here last week and very wide there for Jordan Jenkins, and he's really lost a lot of room, a lot of space on in that 3rd and 4th turn. And to be fair, Cam's coming under a bit of pressure as well now, Chris.
Yeah, Dan used experience from last week here, so he's got out in the distance, Cam's chasing, but yeah, poor Jordan was sort of in the sandwiched there really, and just struggling a bit at the back. Bike's really not come off the corner very well there, and yeah, Carl is pushing hard, but yeah, it's 4-2 I think.
Yeah, checkered flag out. That is a good win there for the rider in white, Dan Thompson, and the 4-2 will make it Oxford 9, Plymouth 9. Really important pairing, but from the first ride, you can't take too much into that.
No, definitely not. No, Jordan don't want to come in and sort of lose his head, as you call it. You know, just keep cool. You know, you've got to have a bad ride. Just got to learn from that, make a few tweaks, and we'll go from there.
So confirmation of that result then. Dan Thompson, he got the win, 3 points for him. Second, a good ride from Cam Heeps for 2 points, and Carl Newman in third. Jordan pushing all the way, but no points to the back. 9 points apiece. It's all square after 3, and really everyone sort of pretty much, apart from the 2 big hitters that are coming in here, Ben Barker and Scott Nicholls, they've all had a ride. Does the track look okay to you? A little bit of dust, which may be surprising.
Yeah, it is. Track's looking nice. It's just a bit on the outside of what I can see here, but yeah, hopefully this rain will stay away.
I think it was only a few spots there. So obviously Pete knows what he's doing. He's a very experienced team manager. How does he keep everyone going when, you know, like Jordan's come back in, he'll be most angry that he's last.
Yeah, he will be, but you know, I always look at it's your first ride, and you just need to forget about that one. Need to know what to say to the right people. Pete knows who he can put your arm around and who he can come in and sort of shout at, and that's what I like about Pete. You know, I rode with Pete a few times at Rye House, and then obviously here it's you know, we always said that he could come and give me and Scott a real telling off if we're not doing something right, but where some of them, like when we rode it there with KK, you have to put your arm around him and show him the love, as we said, and you've got to know how to handle your riders, and he knows his 7 riders he's working with tonight, how to get the best out of them and what to say to him to do that.
And does the team manager make a big difference, Chris? Because it's I know in football team managers seem to live and die by their results, which isn't necessarily the same in Speedway, but I'm assuming they do have a big part to play.
Oh, 100%. You know, they make they make the calls that need necessary calls. You know, with everything really. The team, he'll put the riders in their position 1 to 5, where he thinks he'll get the best out of them for the team. Some team managers like to move it around a lot. Pete's not really one that will move his riders around a lot, I don't believe. I think he wants to get that pairing and working well. He likes to keep that, and some tracks you do have to change because someone might go better there. And but as a rider, you just know what your job is, and get in with it.
Well, there's been some recurring issues with our starting tapes here at Oxford this year, and there's been a few more little issues. I don't know if they've seen them playing with the poles. It looks like they're down, and I think we're just going to test it now. But they seem okay, so I think we'll be good to go. Yeah, thumbs up all round, and I'll start to push off the heat forward.
Good one this with Ben. He's larger, and Scott knows his way around here.
I'm just looking at the skyline. I have to say there is rain all around, and so hopefully we'll both have what happened to Glasgow on Friday. So riders came around then for this heat number 4. Scott Nicholls, who of course rode exceptionally well when he was here for Birmingham a few weeks ago. Yeah, far too well, you're right. He will line up here in red off of gate number 3. His partner Luke Killeen off of gate 1, who was unlucky to miss out on that second place in heat 2. Jacob Hook, who didn't seem to have the best luck with his bike in that heat 2, he comes out in yellow off of gate 2, and on the outside in white is Ben Barker. So you would expect all the action to come from gates 3 and 4, but we also know that Luke can be a little so-and-so if he gets out the start.
Yeah, you would say on the outside 2 guys would be the ones to watch, but you said Luke's a good little rider, and he knows the fast way around as well, so it's going to be a good one to watch, I reckon.
We hope. Well, we hope. So a little bit of gardening going on, so they will finish that now, and just waiting for Scott to come in.
then it'd be hoping not to flip it this week. I think stop it.
Yes, let's hope he doesn't. Here we go then, green light comes on for Heeps number 4 and away they go. And it is the rider in yellow, Jacob Hook, makes the best of the starts. What an amazing start from him down that back straight to be leading. Scott Nicholls though is going to come around the outside and the top bend and trying to come underneath his Luke Killeen. The minute Ben Barker at the back. Can't believe that's going to stay for long. Scott Nicholls gets through into first place. Luke now trying to keep the pressure on, but unsurprisingly Ben Barker gets into third. That was an interesting first lap, Chris.
It was. Scott did not move at the start. Not sure if he spun up or what, but yeah, the guys on the inside made a better one. But you know, Ben down the outside, rounding the outside of his teammate. But yeah, Scott's gone off into the distance now, and be hard one to catch him really. Poor Luke at the back stopped, but yeah, so we're 3 all here now, I reckon.
Yeah, Luke not quite sure what's happened there, but he looks very cross. But yeah, Scott Nicholls has got this one in place, and it wasn't Luke that nipped out at the start to make the trouble. It was that Jacob Hook, and he really did get in the way. But checker flag there. It's a good win in red for Scott Nicholls, and that is another shared heat. Keeps it very close after 4 heats. It is 12 points to each team. And Luke looks really angry. I didn't see if he lost it a little bit on that top turn. He seemed really cross. And just an engine failure.
I don't know. Jamie's over there pulling the bike back, so it's could be a bike issue. I'm not sure, but.
Okay, so just confirmation of that result from heat number 4. Good win there for Scott Nicholls, who is doing it the hard way, shall we say. Second, a battling performance comes through for Ben Barker. Third, the fast starting Jacob Hook. As we know, Luke Killeen didn't finish. 3 points to the Oxford Cheetahs, 3 points to the Plymouth Gladiators. 12 plays 12 after 4. And closer than I think we thought it would be. Let's just have a look at that great start from Jacob Hook here. From Heat 4, Chris, you talk us through. Yeah,
he made an absolute ripper from gate 2. Scott seemed to spun a bit and then sort of drove to the corner afterwards, but yeah, Jacob made a fantastic start. It's just Scott's experience on this track. He knows the lines and just went for that dirt and just fired around the outside, and yeah, went off to the distance really, and battles at the back there between the two teammates.
We'll just keep an eye on see whether anything did go wrong for Luke. I was watching what was going on close up front, because it looked like Ben was going to try and challenge Scott for that lead, and he certainly got a lot of speed on that top turn. I think it was this bend that we lost Luke.
And he lost power.
Yeah, he just lost power.
Yeah, engine went, I reckon, or so. So yeah, but yeah, Ben was charging after Scott, but yeah, Scott was he was gone into the distance.
So Scott and Henry having a little bit of a chat there. Looks like there's going to be some grading going on, and possibly a sprinkler water. So these breaks in proceedings, Chris, does that mess the riders up? Just want to get on with it?
It can do, but you know, it is nice to get a bit of a grade through the dirt that's outside, down a bit. Sometimes some tracks here can go too wide and you can't really use it. But yeah, there seems Jamie loves his track, doesn't he? So
he's very proud. So let's just have a look at the gate positions, which are the best. So does that feel about right to gate 2 and 3? Definitely the best of the gate.
I'm surprised with it really, because 4 is normally good here to start off the meeting. So I am a bit surprised really, but it's nice to see the gate stats, because it's why for me when we're at home we always like to see gate stats. And sometimes they don't get put up, and we like to see them.
At gate 1, no wins and only 2 points. That seems very low. Gate 1's normally good at it.
Yeah, there has been in the Spires, gate 1 has been one of the better ones, so I am very surprised at that one really.
So look at the score chart, 3 last places, sorry, although one of those was an engine failure, and Scott certainly doing a very good job, and a good ride from Ashton. I think he'll be
I think hopefully he'll do something that good and say this is what he needed.
If we look at the Gladiators, they've only had 1 heat winner in Dan Thompson, which is that a surprise, do you think? Do you expect it more?
Yeah, obviously we've got some good riders, home riders as well, so you know, it's, maybe Zach might hope we get 1 win of the first heat, but obviously up against Sam in heat 1 is always going to be tough.
Yeah, and to be fair, he did his job there, shepherding. Alfie BOUGHEN. So I think
Yeah, done a great job.
very good, excellent stuff. So when you come back after a grade and there's been some water to put down, does it make a difference? Do you have to change your approach or use the bed? Are you a bit less confident?
It could do. It depends how much water goes down. It could be maybe a little bit greasier coming into the corners, so you've got to be watching that as well, just if you're thinking of making changes to the bikes. Yeah, especially with some tracks, more water will make it more greasier than others. So, but yeah, the boys, home boys, will know what track conditions will be like after a track grade. So hopefully they can come out the gates here and get a nice 5-1.
Excellent stuff. So riders there just seem to be quite relaxed, Chris. No pressure. I'm guessing that to be an even Stevens, they did not have a good night. The Gladiators at Scunthorpe, wasn't it? On Friday.
Both teams, their first meetings, I think, is a terrible night for them both. So they've won a good one tonight, and I personally probably think Plymouth would be happy without the two teams going in level at the minute. So, but can easily turn around for both sides. So we will see how the night goes on.
Okay, and so we'll just have a little chat about the Spires in action again tomorrow night, Chris, at Ipswich. A favourite track for you, or not one of your best?
Yeah, it's not many tracks I don't like. It's a track I've had some good results there. I've had some shocking ones, but I have had some good ones. It is a track where, again, I think with bringing Scott in, open track that he knows very well, can only strengthen us, and obviously Eric coming in as well, replacing Nikolai. It's a shame to see him go. I've known Nikolai for a long time, but he has struggled to start the season. And when you've got someone like Eric coming in like that, he rode there last year, so he knows the track as well. So I think we have probably strengthened a little bit. But obviously, a shame to lose Louis as well, just at the start of the season. He's had beaten me 3 times as well. Berwick was not happy about. But we wish Louis well, speedy recovery, and he's back soon.
I said last week, like, Louis is all action. He's another one. Never knows when he's beaten that guy, does he? But he does seem to be really unlucky with picking up injuries.
He is. He's had some real bad ones, obviously light freshening ones as well a few years back. So to come back from his injuries that he's had has been great. It just shows the character of the lad. And, he's a good lad, teammate to be around as well. He's quite chilled, quite relaxed. He's out there, obviously, like us all, hates losing. So, and that's what makes winners. It's when you hate losing.
It was interesting though, because I often say that the most simple looking falls, because I don't think his fall looked bad.
No, I've seen it
at all. It just spun round. That's the sort of fall that gets an injury, and then you see another one where they either fly. I mean, you've had a few flying through the air, landing on the dog track, and you just walk away, and there's no issue.
You've seen Louis here last year trying to be Superman.
Yes,
didn't
absolutely.
Yeah. You see some of the ones that you just slide off and do more injuries than I've been run over. Been through the fence here as well, so it is the luck that you can have.
You were famously run over at Poole in the Grand Final, weren't you, down there a few years ago?
2010, my back's starting to feel it now though, as I get younger.
But you run over and then came out and you won the rerun, did you not?
I did, yeah. When you're adrenaline's going and that, you don't really feel the pain, but I definitely felt the pain after the meeting and driving home. But winning that trophy was worth all the pain all day long.
How many league titles have you won? Because obviously you knocked Oxford out of the championship playoffs last year at Glasgow.
Yes.
We were delighted that you then went on to beat Poole. How many titles have you won? Can you remember?
I think it's 5 in the top flight.
Right.
I think. Could be wrong, but 3 with Cov, 4 or 5.
Yeah.
And only 2 in the championship, the old Premiership when I was at Exeter, and obviously then last year with Glasgow. So I think it was 23-year gap from when I won at Exeter in 2000 to the last year with Glasgow.
I have to say, I think a really good setup at Glasgow. You must be comfortable there too, because that's a fair old trek for you.
It's about 5.5 hours without traffic jams, but it's a great setup. The Facena's family there put a lot of time and money into it, giving the fans and the riders that stadium that we can ride on, and again, it's only good for the sport. Have people like that into it. They want to move the sport forward. they're always trying to improve it for the better for every sport, for everyone in the sport. So they put a lot of time and money into it, and hopefully it can continue.
Perfect. Well, here we go then. The track action is back, and another interesting looking heat here for Oxford. In red off of gate number 2, that's Cam Heeps, and his partner gate 4 in blue, Jordan Jenkins, who will want to improve on that duck last time out. For the Gladiators, gate 3 in white, that guessed Zach Cook, and the fast starting Alfie BOWTELL in blue off of gate number 1. 12 plays 12. Both sides will need to desire something out of this heat number 5, and looks, I don't know, I'm not sure if Plymouth aren't the slight favourites in this heat here with gate position, and see what Alfie BOWTELL, if he can nip out of that start again, he could cause all sorts of trouble.
I think he'd be happy if he'll gate 1 there.
Yeah.
This line up, and Zach's a quick run as well, so it should be good. The Oxford boys need to get their gate gloves on now.
So from the inside then it is BOWTELL, Heeps, Cook and Jenkins. The green line comes on, and away they go, and it's a great start off of gate number 2, but BOWTELL gets there as well. Now coming underneath in white, Zach Cook. Now Zach will try and do the same and keep Alfie at the front, but Cam Heeps coming around the outside, coming around the inside. Jordan Jenkins, what a top turn that was, and Cook wasn't expecting that. He comes back past Jenkins and is trying to get under Cameron. What a turn that was, Chris.
It was a good run from Cam, but then I think Zach just got in no man down, as we call it, and Jordan came down inside, but fair play to Zach, he cut back and got the inside, but Alfie is under a bit of pressure there from Cameron.
I have to say, really good meeting so far from Cameron. He's putting himself about trying to get around the outside of BOWTELL. Cook is back into third comfortably, 1 lap to go, and nearly through the fence there for Cam Heeps, but just can't find a way past him. Have another go around the outside. Is he going to try and cut back or stay on the outside? Going to stay on the outside here, and he's left very little room, and it's a good win in yellow. Alfie BOWTELL second was Cameron Heeps, third for maybe surprisingly Zach Cook, and Jordan Jenkins once again just being a little bit outpaced there on that first turn.
He was, I didn't see the start there. I sort of missed him. I was watching Alfie in the first corner with Cam. I thought Cam done a good start there and was going to get over Alfie, but Alfie muscled his way through and pushed Cam out, and allowed Zach up to get inside. But Cameron kept on the outside. He knows a quick way around here. He's but fair play to Alfie. He had eyes to the back of his head there to stop Cameron every run. It
was a really good drive from Alfie BOWTELL. Rightly, he gets the win there and the 3 points. Second, Cam Heeps battling all the way. Really, another really impressive heat from him. Third was Zach Cook, and Jordan in last place. So a 4-2 to Plymouth, and Plymouth get their nose in front. So it's Oxford 14, Plymouth 16. Let's take another look at that start, Chris, because I thought Cam had got that off the gate.
Yeah, he made a good start. He just maybe wasn't quite hard enough on the first corner. He could have just maybe got on a bit more, but fair play to Alfie. He kept it there and pushed his way through. And watching Jordan there, he did not move off gate 4 whatsoever. He sort of spun or something. But fair play to Cam. He kept on the outside. He knows the line. Jordan there just up the inside and just misses Zach's front wheel. But fair play to Zach. He cut back and got up the inside and did put Cam under a bit of pressure there. But
it was a great ride from Cameron though to get back past.
Good for his confidence. I know he's disappointed down after his first meeting down at Paul, like they always. So he'll do his good. 2 good rides from him tonight.
Zach Cook is no easy person to pass. So all good stuff. So now the pressure is on the Cheetahs here as they go into heat number 6. The lineup off gate 1 in red, that is Sam Masters, his partner in blue. Gate number 3, Henry Atkins. For the Gladiators, gate number 2, in second place last time out for Ben Barker and his partner off the outside in yellow, Joe Thompson, who made that very impressive second place first time out. So we need Henry to do something here to back up Sam and try and put Oxford back into this BSN series clash here at Sandy Lane. So a little bit of messing around, just waiting for the Gladiators to come in. Is this a little bit kidology sometimes? A little bit of mind games?
Yeah, mind games, but it is. got to, as a rider, you just try to block out. But better be would have watched that last race and seen Cam come off gate 2 and he'd been probably a bit harder on Sam than what Cam was on Alfie. But we'll see how this goes.
Okay, so green light is on, and the way they go, it's a good start from the inside from Sam Masters, and he pushes Ben, who was trying to come across that, so now Henry to come through into 3rd place as they hit that top turn, and that was a very, very tough first bend from Sam, Chris, as you predicted.
Yeah, I think Ben sort of was in 2 minds to cut back, and I think Sam rode a good first corner there to stop his cut back, and then Ben really had to go straight, but sort of messed up his teammate really, and yeah, let this to be a 4-2 at the minute.
So good 3rd place at the minute from Henry Atkins, really important he is able to hold that, and in fact he's really starting to challenge Ben Barker. I think Ben's looking for his partner as they go down that back straight, no doubt about the leader at the minute, Sam Masters. Ben trying to slow the race down to allow Joe Thompson to come through. He's going to be careful, because if he is not careful then Henry's going to get him. He's all over his back wheel, and really great riding from Ben here to really try and find a way to get his partner through. He's not going to get there, although the run to the line, and Henry shut off just too early there. That was definitely a mistake, I think, from Henry.
Yeah, I think if he didn't shut off he would have just got there, but for some reason he must have thought the finishing line was closer than what it was. But you know, fair play to Ben. He tried to slow the race down. He knew Sam was gone, so yeah, but fair play to Joe, wasn't it, to keep on the heels of the other guys and snatch that 3rd for a 3-all.
Absolutely. So Sam Masters rightly came round for the applause there, and after all the hard work that Henry put in, he just cut off a little bit too early, so just slightly incorrect that result there. It was a win for Sam Masters, Ben Barker 2nd, but Joe Thompson did sneak through into 3rd. It's a 3-all, and so Plymouth maintain their 2-point advantage. Oxford 17, Plymouth 19. See it quite often where a rider doesn't really race to the checkered flag. Is that a mental thing? Is it a I've done it thing, or?
Yeah, I don't really know. I'm one that races to the flag and do another half a corner before I shut off. So yeah, I don't know if it was a lack of concentration there from Henry, but I'm sure he won't be doing that again, because Pete will probably have a word with him and say you keep racing until you get over that checker flag. So it's a shame, but kept Plymouth ahead. Okay,
so riders coming round there now for this next heat, number 7, and the lovely pairing here, Scott Nicholls in red, gate number 2 for Oxford, winner first time out, joined by another winner first time out on the outside, Ashton BOUGHEN. But then you look at the Gladiators, gate 1, it's Dan Thompson, who is also a winner first time out. He's in white in gate 1 and yellow in gate 3 for Kyle Newman. 3 heat winners here. Chris, something's going to have to give.
Yeah, somebody's going to have to give it. Be interesting, you never know. Kyle Newman might pop out and get himself a win here as well, but you know, Scott's off a good gate there, and you know, he'll know what to do. But say, Dan's been really gating well this year, so and when he's in front, he has been very quick as well. So it's going to be a good tussle, I think, hopefully for 4 laps in that hard first corner.
Yeah, Dan Thompson really impressed me last week. Not seen him ride Oxford like that, so he certainly...
He made me work for my second place.
Sure he did.
Last week.
So here we go then, the green light is on heat number 7. It's all for Oxford to play for here, and away they go, and it's not the greatest of starts for the Oxford pair. And it is once again Dan Thompson that gets in front first. Scott Nicholls slipping into 2nd place, 3rd place in yellow for Kyle Newman, and at the back of the minute Ashton BOUGHEN. Again, not a great start from Nicholls there, Chris.
No, he sort of lifted really, but Dan drove out the start there, and he rode a good first corner and a good first lap. He's got Scott obviously on his heels, pressurising him, and Scott would say will know every inch of this track.
So Scott trying around the outside, trying around the inside, and Plymouth could take a 4-point advantage if Scott can't find a way through. He's right on the back wheel of Dan Thompson there, but Dan really carrying on as he left last week. Just 1 lap to go, and I'm not sure Scott's quite close enough to get through. He's Dan Thompson knows exactly the line to ride here. He's watched videos, he's in mid-track. There's no way Scott's going to get through. He's going to try and cut through on the line, but he's not going to get there. A great win in white for Dan. Thompson. Second was Scott Nicholls, and third Kyle Newman. So another 4-2 to the Gladiators. And Oxford now have got some work to do, Chris.
They have. I wouldn't say they hit the panic button, but they would have probably expected Scott to win that. But to be fair, Danny made a great start and rode a great 4 laps. He knew where Scott was putting the bike every time. Kyle Newman, he knows his way around his road for the club.
Yeah.
And Ashton kept him on his heels.
There's just confirmation of that result for the win there for Dan Thompson. Second was battling Scott Nicholls. Third, Carl Newman. Ashton BOUGHEN, who didn't give up, to be fair, he was trying all the way around, but he ends up at the back pointless. So Oxford 2, Plymouth 4, and it's 19 plays 23 after 7. And as you said earlier, when they were even, Plymouth would be more comfortable. They must be feeling quite comfortable.
Yeah, they can only build in confidence, and Oxford won't want them to do that.
So again, Scott just not quite getting off the stance, is he, Chris?
No, not tonight. He lifted a bit and maybe clutched it a bit hard, but Dan was just drove straight to that first corner and didn't look back really. He just kept his head down, and he knew Scott was going to be on his tail and just kept behind the right line.
You did say that once he gets in front, he's pretty quick, and Scott just had no opportunity.
No, he was here last week, and I can't remember what race it was in, probably a Heat 4 when I was battling to try to keep in front of him and say he's come on over the last 12 months very well, and for a youngster we want to see that.
Perfect. So the all-important heat number 8, you should normally expect this to favour the home team, and you've got Henry Atkins coming out in red off of gate 4, partnered by Luke Killeen in blue off of gate 2. Just 1 point between those two. Henry will no doubt have been told to race for 4 laps this time.
Sure he will be.
And for the Gladiators, a very strong looking pair there. Alfie BOWTELL, who's been really, really powerful out of the gate. He's on 5 points. He is in gate 3 in white. Jacob Hook in yellow from gate number 1. So 19 plays 23 as we approach the halfway point in this meeting tonight. And Oxford really will not want the Gladiators to get any further ahead, and will want to start to take a little bit of control. A bit of a slow start, but as we've said, Chris, really very rusty. No track time for these guys.
No, some of them not had a lot. Obviously, some has had more, others with doubling up. But this is going to be a vital one, especially if Henry want to get over gate 3 and leads from the front. But Alfie's a quick gate, so he needs to go along confidence.
Here we go then, they line up for heat number 8, the green light comes on, and the takes go, and it's the Gladiators that get away, although Henry's good around the outside, but gets pushed very wide there by BOWTELL, and this is not looking good. Now trying to come underneath Henry, and not really being able to make much impression. 5-1 for Plymouth here, Chris, will not be good.
No, it wouldn't. Fantastic for Oxford, but Alfie did make the best of starts. He had to push the rider outside there wide, but it's not looking good for the Cheetahs at the minute.
So Henry is certainly bad. He's going to try and come underneath Hook here on this first and second turn. I think he's just about there. He'll drift out a little bit, but Hook hanging on, and that's a really good ride from Jacob Hook, because he's shut down Henry as they hit that top turn with just 1 lap to go, and it's all about Henry trying to get into second place. Sadly, Luke seems to be a little bit out of this heat again, as he was earlier, and a 5-1 appears to be coming Plymouth's way here in heat number 8, and this will really mean a lot of work, folks. They're going to go 8 behind after 8.
Tactical now, I guess, but fair play to Plymouth guys there. They rode hard there, and done a fantastic job to let his teammate around the outside there for the 5-1, and did come under pressure from Henry, which he dealt with well, and 8 points ahead.
Well, the rain is starting to fall again. It's quite gentle at the minute, but let's hope that doesn't develop into anything else. Alfie BOWTELL has ridden really, really well here tonight.
Yeah, he didn't make the best of gates there, but he did manage to hush his way through, and
So another win for Alfie BOWTELL, 3 points for him, 2 for Jacob Hook in second. Henry Atkins there with the solitary point. It means after 8 it is Oxford 20, Plymouth 28, and we hope that this rain does not develop into anything further. It does look very dark. So let's have a look at this start again. You said Alfie didn't make the best of it.
Yeah.
You're right, Jacob makes a really good start off gate 1 there,
Alfie
didn't he?
Make a bad one, to be fair to him, but yeah, he just enough there to stop Henry from getting over him and just push Henry out, and teammate there looking for him, and off they rode for a 5-1.
But Henry never gave up that time. He was really challenging for the whole 4 laps.
Yeah, no, he didn't shut off for, for that one, did he? But no, I thought he was going to get up the inside of there on this lap here, wasn't it? This corner here, but he just fair play, kept it going, kept it honest.
Yeah, this one here, he was sort of there, but Jacob just managed to keep it down that back straight, and then he really chopped Henry down there. That just really ended.
Yeah, stopped his momentum there.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, that was enough there. But yeah, Luke won't be very happy there. I think he must have swapped bikes there, and it just wasn't working. And worked for Oxford here. I don't know if they're making a tactical or not. I would imagine they would be bringing somebody in. I don't know who's in there.
So I guess there's, who would you bring in? Sam or Scott? You've got Cam and Jordan there.
They've got to have to bring. Well, obviously it's not going to be Sam because he's there, so I would imagine they might be bringing Scott in from play.
Or will they wait? Will they wait to heat 10? See where they're going?
Yeah, they would say hopefully the guys here. It looks like Scott's coming. To be fair, I can tell Scott's walk.
Well,
it's Scott.
Scott coming in for JJ.
It looks that way. Yeah,
it
looks like
That's definitely Cameron out in red. To be fair, Cameron has again had.
He's had a good night.
He's had a good night. May not have scored as many points as he would want, but he's certainly put himself about.
He's been in the mix, and he's on the pace where Jordan's just lacking a little bit, really. So big decision here for Pete. Needs to Scott turn, can get a 5-1 here, really. But obviously off gate 2 again. Scott didn't really make the best one, did he, last time? But I'm sure he'll make a few adjustments to this
and
one.
So the lineup, we've got from the inside here Ben Barker on 4 points. He's in gate number 1 in white. Next to him in blue, that tactical substitute Scott Nicholls. Gate 3 is reserve Joe Thompson, who's put himself about quite well, and on the outside Cameron Heeps, who seems to have ridden much harder than the 4 points he's actually managed to achieve. So only 1 tactical substitute allowed, so Scott really needs to maximise the options here and do something out of that gate number 2 with Cam Heeps. A little bit of gardening now done. The riders up to the line and they're just about ready to go for heat number 9. Green light goes on, and it is not the best of starts from Cameron, but a good start initially from Scott, but that gate 2 not really working for him. And Ben Barker, but now he's going to try and come underneath Barker on that top turn. Thompson in 3rd place, Cam coming around the outside of him. As they come for 1 lap down, you can still throw a postage stamp over the lot of them, Chris.
It is, yeah. Scott's got a dummy, Ben now, I would imagine, but Joe's up to 3rd row, so.
But will Ben try and cut back in down here? But no, I think now Scott's got his nose in front. He will stay in front. Now it's all about what Cam can do. Currently at the back, can he get past Joe Thompson here to try and get a heat advantage for the Cheetahs? 1 lap to go, and Scott is well away up front, but we're not really. Cam he's there or thereabouts, isn't he? Yeah,
but as you see there, Joe pulls down in Australia. He's just not got that speed off the corner there. He's riding the backside off of it, but Scott was past Ben and rode into the distance, and so Ben set out for the 3-all.
Not really working there, but a 3-all doesn't get any worse for Oxford. They will stay that 8 points behind, and just disappointment for Cameron, who again really rode his heart out there, Chris.
He did, and come for nothing. So, but fair play to Scott there. Though he made an okay start, then moved him out. But he knows the lines around him. Yeah,
so great ride from Scott to just get past Ben on that first lap. He gets the win. 2nd was Ben Barker. 3rd Joe Thompson. So it's 3 points to each team. Makes the progressive totals Oxford 23, Plymouth 31, with 6 heats to go. So how's the camp going to feel over there now, Chris? They're going to feel a bit of pressure?
I would, if an Oxford team would, definitely. They're expecting to be in front tonight.
DJ Jamie Lee there just trying to protect himself from the rain. He's also bought patio heater tonight. because he knew it was going to be a chilly evening. So he's not silly, that Jamie Lee.
No, it's lovely warm up here though, so we're all right.
We're okay. We're all right. So 2 minutes on. Obviously, the only changes now can be reserve changes. Hello. Very good. Just reserve changes now, and there's limited really what the team managers can do.
It is, yeah. Obviously, he would have expected to get definitely a heat advantage out of that last one, or if not a 5-1. So yeah, he won't be panicking yet, but yeah, he'll be looking at his program, thinking where I can shuffle the reserves around to get the best out of them for the team for the points. So, but yeah, Plymouth is definitely the happier team here, and yeah, we'll see how the next few races pan out, because Heat 13 coming up, and they've got a real strong 2 in Heat 13, haven't they? So
they have. So heat number 10 then, the lineup. Gate number 1 in yellow will be Kyle Newman. Gate 2 in blue for Henry Atkins. Gate 3, Dan Thompson, who's really shown a very good pair of heels here tonight, and on the outside in red for Sam Masters. And Sam...
2 unbeaten riders on the outside.
Sorry?
2 unbeaten riders tonight.
Well, absolutely, and let's hope that Sam isn't the one that doesn't remain unbeaten. We want Sam to remain unbeaten here. No, I have no apology for being a little bit Oxford focused on Oxford Street. So, lineup then, just a reminder from the inside. It is Carl Newman, Henry Atkins, Dan Thompson, Sam Masters, heat number 10. The green light's on, away they go. And Sam made a very good start, but look at Henry Atkins has done really well there as well in blue, and this is a bit more like it, but can Henry hold on? Now Sam probably is not going to be able to afford to do too much team money. He's looking for his partner, but there you've got Dan Thompson trying to fly past Henry there. Sam can't really do a lot to help Henry here, can he?
He can't now, no. Fair play, Oxford boys there made the gate there, but yes, Sam he can't be the best one as well. Dan is quick tonight, and pushing Sam and putting a lot of pressure on him.
But really importantly, Henry has got that 3rd place. It looks to be quite secure at the minute, and I think 1 lap to go. Sam Masters is putting his stamp on this heat. I know that Thompson won't give up, but I think Sam's got the drop there. Some way back then to Henry Atkins, but I think as long as he makes no mistake, he will keep the 3rd place. So a heat advantage to the Cheetahs here out of heat number 10, thanks to Sam Masters and Henry Atkins. And you could see Sam looking to see what he could do, but Dan was just too close.
Yeah, Sam's a great team rider. He will team ride his partner home, but yeah, he had to. He knew Dan would be on his tail, and he definitely was. Say that first lap from Dan was great, and yeah, kept Sam honest there, and yeah, he'd be happy there with that 4-2. Disappointed not to get the 5-1, but 4-2 will definitely help a little bit.
But Henry did his job there, didn't he? Because he
100%.
was there, he was in the way, and you know, really that's what we've got to expect. So, confirmation of the result then from Heat 10, a win as we saw for Sam Masters in red. He gets 3 points. Second, the fast gating and riding Dan Thompson with 2 points. Henry Atkins picking up his 3rd place there. So Oxford 4, Plymouth 2 makes it Oxford 27, Plymouth 33, still 6 points. It's going to come down to 13 and 15, Chris, isn't it, tonight?
It is, and for Plymouth, they want to make sure the next 2 heats will go their way, because say Heat 13 is always tough. When you're out there with Scott and Sam, you know it's going to be a hard heat. You know, I've come here against them, and they are hard to beat around here. So, in non-paper, Heat 13, Oxford do look a lot stronger than Plymouth, but you know, we've seen some great racing tonight.
So captain's performance will be needed once again from Scott here in Heat 11, and Ashton, who made a great start in that first heat, wasn't quite so comfortable next to Matt. But the lineup then, from the inside it is Scott Nicholls in red. Next to him, Zach Cook, who's had a quiet night by Cook standards. He is in gate 2. Gate 3 for Oxford, Ashton BOUGHEN, just with that win first time out, and Alfie BOWTELL on the outside. Now, will that make a difference? Because Alfie seems to have done really well from those inside gates. but on the outside, it may be a different story here, Chris.
It could be, yeah, but he also might have a good run. He can go there, and Scott's going to have a lot of thinking here. I would imagine with Scott Mex to start off gate 1 here, go around the curb. He knows the track well.
Yeah.
There's a long way from 1 to that dirt, so. But it could leave the door open down the back straight for Alfie to make a few decisions. But that's if Scott makes a gate. Zach can make it off 2 there and pin Scott to the inside. So interesting one.
Zach has been quite quiet tonight for Zach. He's normally a prolific scorer around here.
Yeah, I'd say it's always tough. Something's not quite right with the setup, it can throw you off. But he'll keep battling. I'm sure he's made a few more changes and say pop out the start here and win a race and build his confidence.
Okay, so really looking to captain Nicholls there off of gate number 1 to take the battle. Yeah, close to Cook in gate 2. Nicholls, Cook, BOUGHEN, This is heat 11, and it is a great start there from Scott Nicholls. BOUGHEN doing quite well as well, trying to come around the outside on that back straight. And he gets there round his outside of Zach Cook. Now Scott is the master team rider. He was looking for his teammate. He would try and get BOUGHEN home. But this could be quite dangerous as well, Chris, couldn't it?
It can. To be fair, Scott looking down that back straight, seen Ashton there. And yeah, it can be, because I've been there as well and chasing and trying to things. When you've been trying to team ride, you can lose your spot. But Scott's got a lot of experience. They know where to put the bike to stop that run.
You really don't get many better team rider around here than Scott Nicholls. Fantastic stuff. And BOUGHEN, it's a little bit surprising now. I did think off that gate 4 he might not be quite so quick, but he seems to be quite a way back, Chris, here.
He does. I think he does probably favour the inside gates more than the out ones. But fair play to the Oxford boys there. And Ashton, he kept the throttle on that back straight to get the front.
Check the flags out. Fantastic stuff. The home crowd certainly appreciating that one, and another really confidence boosting win for Ashton, and great captain's performance from Scott, just to let him go and keep Zach behind, and Ashton getting the Oxford applause, and he will put one of his characteristic wheelies.
That was a good ride from Ashton. I say, come out of the start good way and rode the first good lap, and fair play to Scott as well for looking for him, and 5-1 all day long.
So 5-1 to Oxford here out of heat number 11. The confirmation of that win for Ashton BOUGHEN in blue, his partner second place, Scott Nicholls, so maximum points. Zach Cook coming third, and Alfie BOWTELL having his first duck of the night there in 11. So Oxford 32, Plymouth 34, just the 2 points in. Looks like we've got some track grading.
Yep.
Now, Chris, so a little bit more comfortable, just the 2 points, and you would have to say that really, Oxford need to sort of just keep the pressure going. Gate stats changed really, because gate 1 has now sort of really come into it.
It has, yeah.
And gate 4 has really dropped off a fair bit.
It is, I'm surprised, because last year gate 4 was always good here to start off with, but this season doesn't seem to be that way. It's nice to see all the gates really sort of close as they are. You don't want one being dominant to the other, so
yeah.
It's just be down to the riders. They'd meet in there. Pete will be just bring the boys up. He'd be happy to be
Pete
2 down.
Team talk.
He will be, yeah, but he'd be happy that we're only 2 down, but he won't be happy to be 2 down, because he would be expecting to be ahead really this time of the night.
And it's interesting because we've talked about some of the scores actually, because that will give us a real insight here. So Sam Masters unbeaten on 9 points, can't knock that. Henry not had the best of nights, but that was a really good sort of race from him in his last outing.
Yeah, definitely a confidence there for his last one. I know it's only for a point, but every point counts on the end of the night.
Cam ridden really hard for 4 points. I feel a bit sorry for him, because I think he should have scored more than that, but he's not been outclassed here tonight at all.
No, he's been on the pace, he's just maybe first corner there and say wrong place at the wrong time, but yeah, he's worth more than what his 4 points show, but he'll keep battling.
Now, Jordan Jenkins with 2 last places. Now, I know no one will be more angry than Jordan, but not seen that from him. here?
No, you know, he was here last week, wasn't he, as well with Ipswich? So he'd be very disappointed. He's, you know, he knows a quick way around here. He just doesn't seem that he's just got the pace tonight. For some reason or other, the bikes aren't working. He'd be in there battling though and changing a few things, and hopefully come out on his next last ride and score some points there.
So team chat as well for the Gladiators. They seem quite relaxed, as you would expect. Do you think they feel quite confident with it still being 2 points up?
Yeah, definitely. When you head by any points is great for the team, but disappointed they will be that they've let Oxford sort of get back into this really, but we knew they would. He won a good result in this heat. 12 was it next?
Yes, 12
yes,
next.
So obviously big hitters in heat 13 is going to be a tough one.
So we've already said that Zach Cook, who's usually a prolific scorer here, just 3+1. But the surprise packet for me really is Alfie BOWTELL on 8. I mean, that's phenomenal for him tonight.
It is. He'd be disappointed from his last ride to run the last, but yeah, he's just shows when you gate and go, you can score some points. It's hard from the back.
Dan Thompson, as we said, he was really, really quick for Ipswich last week, so he's done a great job there to continue that tonight. Carl Newman a little bit slower. Ben Barker, 3 second places. He may be disappointed not to have had a win yet.
He'd be definitely disappointed. He'd want to have a win there on his chart by now. So, and I would have expected them to have a win by now. But you know, he can go out and pop out and win heat 13 quite easily because he's that sort of rider. So it'd be easy, but you know what I mean. It's
and consistent scoring from their reserves actually, which on the weight track, you know, often the reserves can really struggle, but they both ridden really well too.
It is, and we always say the reserves sort of win your meetings, and you know they've definitely chipped in with their points tonight. So it's going to be interesting the last few heats, but I think it's going to come down to big heat 13 and probably heat 15.
And you know, you would generally hope that with Masters and Nicholls, you should get something out of those 2 heats. So, riders just doing some little adjustments. Gearing, do you change the gearing much through the meeting?
You can do, it depends on the track conditions. I try not to do it myself, or no riders do, but you know, it's just like they're maybe shortening the bike there just to help out the start a little bit. Paul would move his hand out the way, we can see how short he's running it. Get a message over to him.
So, does that make a big difference, Chris? Like, is it just about helping off the start?
Yeah, if you're sure it is, it can help from the start, but it can give you not a great ride in the corners. It can make it maybe the bike turn too much, so in mid corner. So it's finding that happy medium really.
And for those that maybe are not Speedway aficionados, obviously it's a fixed gear. You don't get to change gear once you're out there. It's fixed gears, no brakes. You just go.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's just a clutch and that's it. Drop it and away we go. Different to the grass and long track, we've got a 2-speed box at Speedway, nothing of the sort. And Henry there just putting his bout cover on. He's like me. He runs a bout instead of a normal primary chain. So everyone's different. Ashton's looking at one of his races there, I'm sure.
And the belt versus the chain, what difference does that make
other than being real clean compared to a dirty old primary chain that's been sprayed with oil? I think the way forward the sport's going to be going with health and safety and the oil on the tracks and that keep the environment keep learning about. So I prefer the belt. I've been on it now 3 or 4 years. I use it on my long track. I just find it better from the start for me, and it's probably helped me from the start. So I know a lot of riders have tried it, don't like it, but I think Denmark is bringing it in. I think next year.
Oh, really? What is it?
So it is going to go that way, I believe. So
generally, once one country does it, the others follow in the end.
And Amanda Castagno, head of the FIA FM, he's told me that he's going to be bringing it in. And so I'm surprised more riders aren't testing it and on it, but we'll see how it goes.
And I'm guessing, you talk about health and safety as well, that getting a hand caught in a chain is not a nice experience.
No, it's something I don't want to do. Obviously, we still got to have the back chain on in there, but it's. I would say I prefer the belt. Not everyone does, but hopefully it gives me an advantage when everyone has to be on it.
Very good. So it looks like they're coming out there a fairly short interval. I think they are keen just to make sure that they get this meeting completed before the rain comes back. So as a reminder, there's just a 2-point gap now after that 5-1, and Oxford will really want to capitalise on that. Will having the interval have taken some of that away? Some of that impetus, and
maybe it might have just got the momentum for Oxford there, but it's been a close match, so both teams would be eager to probably get going and get the confidence knocked out of the opposition.
So heat number 12 will be next up on track, and it's going to be a commentator's nightmare for me because we have the Thompson twins here. So
they will get mixed up.
Oh no, that'd both just be Thompson. I'm really sorry. It's like, here's what it is. And it does look like there is a reserve switch here, because I think that is Luke coming out. Sorry, I mean Ashton in blue. Oh, yes, in place of Luke.
Okay, yeah.
Which is what I thought. And not surprising when you think Ashton just rode that absolute
with that last
stormer.
Race, it's going to be. But it's a tough one. Dan is gating well. Joe's not far off. So it's an interesting heat, this one. Yes,
this is potentially very dangerous for Oxford, this heat, and I can understand why Pete is just protecting what he can. So the lineup here, gate number 1 in red, that will be Cameron Heeps. Next to him it is Joe Thompson in yellow. Ashton BOUGHEN and that reserve switch, he comes in blue off of gate 3, and Dan Thompson, who again has looked very impressive here tonight, he's on the outside on 8, and maybe he will have the same gate 4 hoodoo that Alfie BOWTELL, or maybe that's just wishful thinking for a second.
Maybe,
so here we go then, heat number 12, Oxford just 2 points down, and we'll be looking to try and pull that back here, but not an easy heat 12, and the green light's on. No, it's not on, there's a little bit of a, seems to have a bit of a delay. The red light's on. So can we see what do we think the problem is here? Do we think the referee hasn't been told about the reserve switch?
I think Garry May pulling the riders back, so I don't know what the problem is.
Okay.
The referee is just a cup of tea.
Maybe that's what it is. Certainly the start marshal was a little bit confused as to what was going on there.
As are we.
Well, it's not unusual for me to be confused, to be fair, Chris. So as the riders go back then, just trying to understand what the issue is, but it's very difficult when you're high here in the practically in the clouds, and with no communication from the ref's box. So not quite sure. The riders just being checked back. Can't see anything particular. There's a lot of running around over there, so I don't know whether there's an issue with one of the bikes. They've all sort of stopped the bikes and got off.
I can't see what it is. So all the boys got this tape ready to go. So
there's
frustrating.
There's a flurry of running about over there, though, Chris. Which
lads, riders getting, mechanics getting, just topping the fuel up, just to make sure that they don't run out.
And I mean, in all seriousness, I know that the fuel tanks are very small. Do they fill them right up? Or do they just put a smaller amount in? It's not like F1 where the fuel weight makes that much difference.
No, you'd fill it up to the neck of the tank. Yeah. But yeah, they are getting smaller and smaller every year, just for weight. Right, I remember when I started, the Jawa tanks that we used to have on was, you do probably 2 races, but you never did because you always make sure it popped up. But yeah, they when there's restarts, they like just to try to put a couple of the fuel up just in case.
And the fans they put on the clutches, is that important? Is that?
It is, because it cools the clutch down. If the clutch gets hot, it could make the bike, the clutch burn out and get hot and burn out, spin. So yeah, it's always try to keep the clutch as cool as possible. But we don't know why we got a delay.
No, and
this is what the fans hate.
It is, and there's just, I can't see any particular reason. 2 minutes is back on now, so whatever it was has obviously been rectified. Ben there in his glasses. Does he have glasses in his goggles? Do you know, or does he?
I don't think so, unless he is this year. I've never seen him with them on,
Right.
but I've not raced him this year, so I don't know if he has. Maybe we can try to get a close look in the at the
You
start.
don't see many riders with glasses.
You don't know.
Do you?
Obviously, PKU obviously was famous from, wasn't he? So casting back in the day. So and then I know Roy wears glasses, Roy Schlein, but I don't know if he wears them when he rides or if he wears contacts. I don't know what the ruling is with all that. So.
Okay, so we'll try again with this all-important heat number 12. Let's take it back through that lineup. Cameron Heeps will line up gate 1 in red. His partner, the reserve switch, gate 3 in blue, Ashton BOUGHEN, impressive last time out. For the Gladiators, we have the Thompson twins, gate number 2. It is Joe Thompson in yellow, and on the outside in white, it is Dan Thompson. And a reminder, just the 2 points between the two sides, and nobody really wants to settle in, but looks like they're coming in now. And start marshal just getting them in line, and the green light comes on for heat number 12, and away we go. And it's a great start from the inside there for Cameron Heeps once again, and trying to come through is Ashton, but BOUGHEN stops as a red light. Now again, I didn't necessarily see.
Joe, Dan off the outside did have a nibble, but he penalised himself, so why they've brought that back, I do not know.
Yeah, it's almost like in football where they'll let, if it's an advantage, they let it play on, but that did seem an interesting. Let's have another look there.
Dan definitely did have a nibble, so I was watching here from the window, so that can only be the reason, but I know Dan did cut back and maybe got up the inside, but did have a disadvantage coming off the start, so who knows, I'm not a ref.
Well, it's very interesting, Chris, because watching sort of from this angle most weeks, referees are very inconsistent when it comes to starts and whether you're going to put it back or let it go. Sometimes it looks really obvious and they let it go, and other times you can't really see it. Let's just, I think we're just going to have another look.
I'm not saying nothing about the refs because they could penalise me.
Chris, we don't definitely. I can say it. You just say.
I'll just nod.
You just nod. Let's have a look then, just to see if Dan did move on the outside. Yes, it was a real, very small.
Very small, but he did have that cut back. And
Okay, so we'll try again then with heat number 12 for the third time of asking here.
So Dan on a warning? Not seen nothing.
I would imagine Dan would be on a warning, but nothing's been said. But the lineup then: Cameron Heeps, gate 1 in red; Ashton BOUGHEN, gate 3 in blue; Joe Thompson, gate 2 in yellow; and on the outside in white, Dan Thompson. I think the start marshal has just gone over.
Yeah, and I have noticed that Dan this time has not gone to that right on the outside. He's gone more near gate 3, where some of the other guys have gone. So he must have felt that the outside there will work on the gate.
Here we go then for the third time of asking heat 12, and away we go. And this time it is Joe Thompson that gets away a little bit better there, and Dan trying to come back underneath again. And it's very close as they hit that top turn. As Dan tries to come underneath Cam Heeps. Ashton doing well in second place now. Cam's going to try and cut back under Dan Thompson. All the time Joe is out front, and Dan comes between. What a move!
Good ride by Dan there. Didn't move it off the start there very well, but fought his way through there. Fair play to him there. He's up on the 5-1 up with his brother, and I'm sure he'll try to shove him home. Now
Ashton trying to go underneath here, and he's very, very close, but Dan just keeps it really wound on around the outside. Ashton's now going to try and go on the outside of that top turn. There's 1 lap to go, and this will put the gap back to 6 if Plymouth can hang on to this. And sadly Cam not really able to keep up this time, and this is going to leave the last 3 heats really, really tough. But the checker flag is there. It's a 5-1 for the Gladiators I think that was Joe won in the end over Dan. It was definitely a Thompson first and a Thompson second.
Yeah, Joe made a good start off gate 2 and just rode his race. And to be fair though, Dan first for a corner down that first lap was fantastic to come between them like he did.
Yes, stunning.
Confidence, that's what confidence does for you, and riding well.
Yeah, stunning moves from him, and rightly he pulls a wheelie down the home straight. So Oxford 33, Plymouth 39, confirmation of that result. It was the Thompson twins with a 5-1 there, Ashton BOUGHEN third. Cameron disappointingly at the back, and that puts the pressure back onto Oxford here, Chris.
It does, obviously. Big pressure. You know they'd be happy they've got Scott and Sam out, but you can see what happens there. They just need to make a gate, do Plymouth, and hold their lines. But yeah, it's going to be a tough one here though, definitely in Heat 13. But yeah, it's not looking good at the minute for Oxford.
No, and again, when you think about this side, it's pretty unchanged really from last year. And some of these teams have had wholesale changes. Plymouth are without their number one, who of course got injured in the close season.
Yep.
So really they are doing very, very well here tonight, Plymouth.
They are, and to be fair, say Zach's struggling tonight, like you said,
yep.
And but he can pop out and win this ride here. He's off gate 1, I believe. So I would say the Plymouth boys probably on the better gate, because 4 seems to be working well at the minute, but you never count Scott and Sam off.
That you can't. So let's have a look then at this lineup for the all-important Heat 13 here. Oxford have to do something to stay in. Gate 1, Zach Cook. His partner, Gate 3, Ben Barker for the Plymouth Gladiators. For the Cheetahs, off of Gate 4 in blue, Scott Nicholls. And the unbeaten number 1 in red, Sam Masters. Just having a little chat there, agreeing tactics there, Chris.
Yeah, I would imagine Sam saying to Scott there, I'm going to make it over Zach over gate 1 and just go around the curve, and here you go, down the Scott, go for that dirt, and Sam will hold the inside down that back straight and let him come around. But they both need to make a start here, really.
They do.
You can't never write Ben off. He's always going to be there as well, and what Zach can do around it.
Yeah, especially I think as the night wears on, as worn on, I think Zach potentially could become more of a danger man here. But Sam and Scott, they ride so well as a pairing. So many Heat 13s and Heat 15s, they have done the business, and that is what they need to do here in Heat 13 tonight. The tape shows, and it is a great start from Masters. He cuts across. Here comes Scott round to join him. And that is a dream start from Heat 13. And now Sam will ride the line, Scott will ride the dirt, exactly as you said, Chris. And I would doubt that anyone can come back from this.
No, once these two get in front, it's very rare you see one of them get past. But Zach's putting Scott a bit under compression there, but I can't really see it changing much there, really. Say Zach's keeping Scott on.
It's very rare that anyone gets past Scott Nicholls around this Sandy Lane circuit, and Sam being allowed to go off Scott, just sitting back a little bit and protecting the pace. Just 1 lap to go, and this would restore the 2-point difference and would leave the last 2 heats set up perfectly. You can hear the Oxford fans really starting to get behind the team here. So important it will be in these last 2 heats, but Sam Masters takes the checkered flag. Second, Scott Nicholls there, and maximum 5-1 just when Oxford needed it.
They did that, yeah, especially the one from the Heat 12. So yeah, them to get a 5-1 hit back with 5-1 would be good for them, the confidence. But the boys have got to do it in Heat 14 now though for Oxford. This point there with Ben being at the back as far as he was, not really on the pace there.
That surprised me a little bit, because I thought he'd be sort of more pushing.
Yeah, I thought that, but say this track, when it goes stick like this, Ben probably does maybe struggle a little bit. Didn't have the right setup there, but yeah, fair play to Oxford. They're hitting back with a 5-1.
Confirmation of that result. Sam Masters, he gets to win 3 points. Second, Scott Nicholls, 2 points. Third, Zach Cook, 1 point. Oxford 5, Plymouth 1. It is Oxford 38, Plymouth 40. Now, I always think this is where it gets very dangerous, Heat 14, because at this point, 5-1 to Plymouth in 14, and it's all over for Oxford.
It is. It's obviously Gary will be saying to him that Jordan's low on confidence. So, but we know with Jordan we can pop out gate and win it. So I don't know what gates.
Jordan will be off of gate 3, Ashton gate number 1. So the gates there, do they look pretty good to you, Chris? Not too rutted up, or is that about?
Yeah, no, they look about good. Yeah, obviously some look. Yeah, you can see where
that's
everyone's going off gate 3.
Yeah,
that's what they're and say. Look at gate 4. There's nothing other than that one against the fence, but. You see off that last one though, Scott was off 4 and he was near 3, so obviously that rut's not working there tonight. So be interesting here because you see Jordan go straight into that rut. So I don't know if he's on the same bikes or if he swap bikes or.
And does being in a rut help? Is it a disadvantage? Does it?
Idea if you're in a rut, you want to hack it maybe, or just you got the tyre in the rut, so it's around it. Just you can fire out that corner, but the starts, but you've got to be careful he doesn't get you too lift.
So let's just confirm the lineup. Ashton BOUGHEN, gate number 1 in blue. Next to him, Kyle Newman in gate 2 in white. Then you've got Jordan Jenkins. It's a disappointing night by his own standards. He'll want to do something here, gate 3.
I think they've got Joe back in white here, by the looks of it. They've brought Joe in.
Joe Thompson,
yep. In white.
Well, they've left Jacob in. Yeah, Jacob in black. Okay, so reserve switch for Carl Newman then. Green lights on, away they go, and it is the fast starting Newman out. Joe Thompson that takes the lead, but with Oxford packing in second and third, it's going to. If it stays like this, set up quite a heat to number 15, but Jordan is going to try and get something here because this has not been a night that Jordan would have enjoyed, and he'll try and get a win under his belt. He's going to try and come round the outside. I'm going to try and cut back in as they come down for race half distance, and I think he is making progress, and here he comes over. Has he got it? He's going to try and go a little bit wide. Joe's just got the speed around the outside, but Jordan all over him as he's going to try and come around the outside of this as they go for 1 lap remaining, and Ashton tucked in safely in third. It's all about whether Jordan can just get ahead. He's got 2 bends of Sandy Lane to do it. He's going to try and cut in off the corner to run for the line, but he's not going to get there. Great ride and a great reserve switch there, putting Joe Thompson in white. He gets the win, and 3 apiece. So Oxford 2 behind going into heat 50.
Yes, they'll be more confident with this of getting a 5-1 here than what we put with Sam and Scott. But you say Dan's been riding well as well, so it's an interesting choice who Gary puts in for Plymouth, really.
Yeah, because I can't imagine Zach will be coming in.
I would imagine it'd be probably Ben.
Let's do the result and then we'll conjecture about heat 15. So the win, that reserve switch, Joe Thompson. Second, fighting and chasing all the way, Jordan Jenkins. Third, Ashton BOUGHEN. 3 all, Oxford 41, Plymouth 43 with 1 heat to go. So, Chris, I think we know it's going to be Scott and Sam. We don't necessarily know which way round it'll be.
I'd imagine Sam will be on the inside. He does tend to always get the inside gates here when it's these things. He knows could be wrong. But
so I don't know that gate 2 very often on Oxford is the top gate. 6 wins.
Who's got choice of gates? Is it who's got pick?
I think it must be Plymouth because Oxford started on 1 of 3, so I'm assuming Oxford won the top.
Might have done. They didn't tell us today.
No, we
got a mind read.
Osmosis, but we get there in the end. And yeah, gate 4 still just hasn't really picked up, has it?
It hasn't. No, it's. I think because you obviously see where we always ride over gate 4, so it does go slick. Sometimes you can get a good jump, and then you can see where that shyness is. It's bike would spin. So be interested. It looks. Yeah, the mechanics are taking the Dutford office and off. So I would imagine say it's going to be Dan and Ben Barker if it was me.
And with Scott on the outer gate and Sam on the inner gate, you would expect?
I would say so, yeah, because I think Sam would control the race more and let Scott have the outside. But you never know. You never know what they're thinking.
Well, you don't. But I mean, 9 times out of 10, that's exactly the way round that they'll do it.
Does when I've studied them. Sam's normally gets the call to go inside. He's got probably maybe prefers the outside, run better.
So it looks like Ben is definitely in, and we're thinking probably then Dan, Ben and Dan?
Yeah, Dan definitely. You know, he's been an outstanding rider tonight. So yeah, it looks like Sam, Scott.
So then what's Scott doing here? Is he just handlebar adjustment a little bit?
I missed that then. Yeah, I think
There's just a little bit of handlebar adjustment going on.
No, I think what they do, what some riders have got on their the forks is you can adjust the angle of the forks. So obviously a lot of riders have it on straight, but you can. What it does is he might have put it on 2 or 3 degrees, unless it was already on that and he's put it to straight. But it just helps when the track's slick. If you go to 2 or 3 degrees, it just stops the back end from coming around on you, and it basically bends the bike.
Okay.
Years ago, before we had all this, the people like Lee Adams and Jason Crump used to bend their bikes on purpose, so when the tracks was slick and they get their wheels in line a little bit quicker then to fire them off the corner. But now obviously we've moved on from bending our bike and thing and done it with the forks. I run them sort of forks as well. Right. Tony Carson sort of brought it in years ago when he was on the Penske frame, so he's probably looking for that little bit of more of a just to get out the corner.
And all this technology, does that add lots of cost, Chris?
Always, everything. You know, more technology, the price of things go up. So it can work both 2 ways. You know, it can help it, but it can mess your head up as well with more things to change. But as we expected, Dan in white and then Ben in yellow.
Because again, you would expect Ben to take an outside gate out of choice.
Yes, or you know, Dan's been the top scorer, and normally most teams would say the top scorer would probably maybe have a pick. Sometimes, you know, the riders will discuss with themselves. Sometimes the rider would say, "I want this gate because I'm top scorer," or the wants himself.
So, no surprise about Oxford's 2 top scorers, Sam and Scott, 12 points apiece. Obviously, Scott's had that extra ride, 2 paid wins, so just that 1 second place for Scott. So, a really strong pairing there for the Gladiators. Yes, we said Zach's not had the night he's won, but Dan 10 plus 1. Ben on 6. I understand why they've put Ben in. He's a good bet, but he's not had the sort of like Ben.
Poor night for him, really.
Yes.
I would have expected more from him. But again, when you ride at number 5, you've got to remember hear me, Scott and Sam twice before Heat 15. So you know, and if they're on song, the best you're going to get out of is 2 points. And again, you know, if the third heat leaders as well, 3 or 4 going as well, it's always tough. So it's, you know, nothing's a given. But again, Ben is a sort of rider, he could pop out here and win Heat 15 for him. So he doesn't mind pressure, he loves it. We'll see how it goes. But my money would be on Oxford for this one.
Very good. Correct answer. It should be. I mean, you know, these 2 have been very impressive all night. Sam unbeaten by a competitor, so just that 1 point dropped by Scott. So you would hope, but you know, a 5-1 is quite a tough ask when it has to be a 5-1.
It is, but the boys have been in this situation before, Sam and Scott, so they know. But say you can't write Dan off. But he's been very good tonight. You know, he's had good speed. He's been gating well. Do we know what gates they're coming off yet?
I haven't seen any indication of gates as yet.
Sam's 1, Scott's 3, Dan's 2. Ben 4. So see if you know if Dan can get over Scott, you know, they've got to pass him, and when he's in front, he's been very quick.
So we could get ourselves a first super heat here at Sandy Lane.
Let's go for a super heat tonight. Come on.
Oh dear, I think that's sent our technical crew into overdrive. So let's just go for an Oxford 5-1 here. Let's not be starting to introduce super heat, but that could be quite. Oxford have a very good record in super heats, though. Of course, they won the only one they heated in at Scunthorpe. So, okay, so 1 and 3 for Oxford. So that sees Sam Masters gate number 1 in red. His partner, Scott Nicholls, he will be in gate 3 in blue. Dan Thompson, who's been really quick and impressive, not just this week, last week as well. He deservedly takes his spot, gate 2 in white. And on the outside, it is the Mr. Entertainer himself, Ben Barker, who again never knows when he is beaten. So you would like to think the Heat 15 Heat decider, Oxford might just be able to nip this one. Plymouth will feel very hard done by, I would imagine, if they do just get nipped at the last, because they really have been fantastic value for money tonight.
They have. It's been a good meeting. You know, it's, people would have probably thought Oxford would have walked away with this, but fair play to Plymouth. They've fought all the way, and yeah, they'd be disappointed if they don't get nothing out of this.
Yeah, and deservedly so, really, because Oxford's not an easy place to come and get.
I see Scott's not got in that famous rut there off gate 3. He looks like he's gone off fresh, though. He doesn't want to lift too hard.
Here we go then, the green light comes on, the all-important Heeps 15, away we go. And Dan Thompson has got out well, but Scott Nicholls is there, he's in third, but he needs to try and get up. Barker coming underneath Nicholls now, so they hit the top turn, but Nicholls, he knows where to go. Sam is holding that lead. Here comes Scott Nicholls underneath Dan Thompson as they hit the second bend there in the second lap, and that's classic Nicholls, isn't it?
Yeah, typical Scott there, out wide, cut back. You know, Ben rushed him into the corner there though. Out that way, yeah, I think Dan will have to do something well here to pass Scott. When he gets in front of you, he's a hard one to get around with.
Well, I have to say that Plymouth really have had the advantage most of the night, and Heat 13 and Heat 15 once again proving to be fairly decisive. Dan Thompson though, he could still try, he's trying to go around the outside. I think he may have gone just a bit too wide, just 2 minutes to go, but here he comes. He's going to try and come around the outside here of Scott. Scott's just going to move out. Oh, goodness me. Goodness me, that's goes for
fair play to Dan there, kept him more there.
Didn't give up. What a final 2 turns there from Dan Thompson.
I think Scott maybe just held on.
I think Scott did just about hold on. Let's just have a look here. And
he lifted a bit there, but
he lifted a little bit.
We've got transponder. Oh, I don't know. No, Dan done that. I would give that to Dan.
Very, very close. So we will just have to wait for the referee. So they do have transponders, don't they, this year?
Well, we had them last year, but half the time they don't use them. So I don't know if they've got them on or what. Some tracks have got them, some haven't. At this point again, with Ben in that heat, the first lap, but
yeah, I mean, what a final turn there from Dan. And I must admit, maybe Scott just kept a bit too in the inside. I don't know.
I think Scott did lift a bit, which lost his momentum there. So he would have had to just knocked off just there. But no, fair play to Dan though. He kept pushing, and for me, I would say that was Dan.
Okay, well, we're just awaiting. The referee is just doing a little bit of a.
Could be a super heat, yeah?
No. Yeah, the referee's not sure about that. It's really, really tight. That, to know where they've got in the end there. And definitely not. So maybe the transponders haven't helped it.
I don't know, we'll have to get the referee on that.
So the referee is reviewing the footage. Have another look.
Nice that he's taking his time, make sure he gets the right result.
It's very important, this result, and you know, as you say once again, what a great ride by Dan, because he seemed to be out of it, and you know, we've said before, Scott Nicholls is not an easy man to get past.
I was going to say, Scott was in that inside where probably wasn't his work as well, but Dan just kept on the outside there, and yeah, fair play to him, rode well tonight.
I mean, and there, I thought Dan had gone completely far too wide, but just able to keep that speed on.
You get momentum, and the bike's working well tonight. You can see it pulling off the corner, and you can see there, say Scott lifted, but you know, for me, it's close. There you go then.
Okay, I think the referee has given it to blue, and it was very close.
I'd have given it to white just for hits, for an extra
just
ride.
for superheat. I know,
exactly.
I know. But I'm not quite sure my ticker would have taken them.
But fair play, both teams.
That's
a fantastic meeting to watch.
It has been a fantastic meeting to watch, and we'll await the crowd. But the result is there. Stan Masters with the win in red. Scott Nicholls the second in blue. We got it from the horse's mouth. The referee here. Third, Dan Thompson. And Ben Barker, a really disappointing night for Ben tonight by his own standards.
It is maybe feeling his effect from his crash at Scunthorpe.
And there's the blue, the blue being announced, the crowd going mad. It's I feel a little bit sorry because Dan Thompson rode out of his skin there. Plymouth have ridden out of their skin, really.
They have, to be fair though, Gary would be probably disappointed but pleased with the result as well. So especially with some of his riders on performing. You say Ben struggled a bit tonight. But all in all, yeah, good meeting to and fro for both sides.
Yeah.
Oxford had to fuse that tactical.
Yes. So let's have a look at the final score chart. Sam Masters goes through the card unbeaten. Looked class act tonight, I have to say. Henry Atkins started to get there in the end, and an important 2 points. Cam Heeps started like a train, slowed down a little bit to end on 4. Jordan Jenkins, no one will be more annoyed than him to finish 9 on 2, and there won't be many meetings he finishes on a score like that.
We've got tomorrow, hopefully they'll struggle tomorrow as well.
Absolutely. Scott Nicholls, 14 plus 3 bonus. Mr. Captain, fantastic from his rides. Ashton BOUGHEN, I think 8 plus 1's a really good return from him.
Definitely, 100%.
And shows the benefit for him getting the sort of time in the Spires. And then Luke at 1 point at the end, so a little bit disappointing for Luke. The Gladiators, Zach Cook, 4 plus 1. There will be people looking at that and wondering what went wrong. Alfie BOWTELL, absolutely storming, 8 points, brilliant.
More than
Dan Thompson, what a rider he's been the last 2 weeks here at Oxford. 11 plus 1 again tonight, really good. Carl Newman, not a great night for him with 2. Ben Barker, slow night for him as well at Oxford with 6. But this is where it's really picked up. Joe Thompson, 10 plus 2 from reserve. That's impressive score.
I'd say like reserves when you are at meetings, and obviously tonight it's almost done it for them. But Oxford was just obviously their top 2 was better than Griffith's top 2 really is where they've lost it.
And a good return too from Jacob Hook there. So 46-44. Oxford get their first points on the BSN Southern Group table, and all attention will switch to the Oxford Spires at Ipswich tomorrow. Bomber, you're an important part of that team. Can Oxford return the favour tomorrow night?
Oh, I can't see why not, especially with bringing Eric in. He's good around there. He started the season well. He's looking good. Bringing Scott in, track specialist. He's hopefully going to get double figures there. Track I enjoy. Magic, I don't know if he's been there for obviously last time he was there. But all in all, I think it's going to be a good one. Obviously, their top 2 they got is always going to be tough. Just the same as what Oxford's got tonight. Heat 13 and 15. Them boys are always going to be it. And Kingy's good round there as well. But I believe that we've got a good side can do it.
Chris, been an absolute pleasure. Thank you very much for your insights tonight, and hope that everyone will be able to join Oxford TV again on our next fixture. Thank you very much for watching.
Thank you.